You know, it's funny. Most girls I speak to, a lot of times they don't know.
Yeah.
So, have you dated any Indian men? Do you think India is safe for a solo female traveler? Hello and welcome back to Living Abroad. My name is Alex, and in today's video, we're going to go ahead and meet Ebba. Now, you may have seen her from previous videos when I asked her and her father what they liked and disliked about India when we did the Delhi video. In this video, we're going to have an in-depth conversation with her, ask her about her experiences, and find out whether India is safe for solo female travelers. Before we go sit down with her, do me a huge favor, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, help me grow this channel and continue making videos like this. Now let's go ahead and meet Ebba. Hi, tell us your name.
My name is Ebba.
Ebba, where are you from?
I'm from Sweden.
And do you live in Sweden?
No, I live in Berlin.
Okay, tell me a little bit about yourself. Introduce yourself to to all of our viewers.
My name is Ebba. I live in Berlin and I'm 24 years of age and I'm studying fashion and I'm very interested in textiles.
Okay.
I like animals. I like traveling.
Okay.
I like food, especially Indian food.
Nice.
And yeah, I don't know what else. Wow, I haven't really introduced myself.
Yeah, right? It's like so he puts you right on the spot. You don't know what to
you don't want to be
share.
like boring and be like, I'm a student, I do this, but
Yeah.
you want to like actually say something more interesting about yourself.
Okay, tell me about what brings you here to India.
So I mean, I feel like I've repeated this story 50 times, but
some
to you
of us
guys.
haven't heard it, yeah.
So basically, I'm here to do an internship. Or originally, I was going to come here to write my bachelor's thesis and learn about the hemp supply chain. As you may know earlier, I work with hemp. But then it turned into an internship and then eventually it actually turned into nothing. So I just decided to travel.
Okay.
And still learning about the supply chain, still getting contacts within the textile industry, but mainly I'm actually just traveling.
Okay. Is this your first time in India?
No, this is my second time.
What was your first if you can remember, what was a culture shock to you when you first came to India?
Oh, the honking.
The honking.
I cannot say that enough. I feel like I say that all the time. But
I know, it's just so...
Because I think you said it the other day, in Europe or in Canada, when you hear one honk every month, maybe, barely, and in Sweden where I'm from, you only hear honking if it's either someone that can't drive or there's actually something going on.
Yeah, almost a collision or something.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
A serious
I mean,
thing.
Berlin, there's a bit more honking going on, I would say, but not on this, hear people honk to just tell you, I'm here,
Okay. Tell us about your, relationship status. I'm curious. Are you single?
Oh, yeah, I'm in a relationship.
Okay.
I seem confused.
You seem confused. You know, it's funny. Most girls I speak to, a lot of times they don't know.
Yeah.
So I think it's really funny, but I think it's also because somebody puts you on the spot, right? And you got to remember, oh wait, yeah, something.
I am in a relationship.
No, okay.
But maybe it's because I'm traveling, so it's
and maybe you haven't seen him for a while.
Yeah, I haven't seen him for almost 2 months now.
I assume it's him?
Yeah.
Okay,
it's him.
good. Okay.
He lives in Berlin.
Awesome. Have you dated any Indian men?
No.
Would you be curious if you're single? Just because I see a lot of men out here, and to me they look handsome. They will, they dress well,
there are some very, very handsome Indian people, definitely.
Okay.
I mean, now at the very moment, I'm not really in the position where I thought about it really, because it's just so much to think about in general when you're traveling, especially by yourself. But I mean, of course there's some hot people and especially last time I was here, I think I thought about it a bit more.
Okay.
But now I think since I'm just more in the headspace that I want to learn about the culture and the textiles and stuff, I haven't really thought about that.
I see.
And I must also maybe put in that, also the way that you get how people, how do you say it, people meet you on the street or look at you on the street also doesn't really make you maybe tempted to be okay, explore that.
I'm interested you mentioned that because that was going to be my next question because you said you're traveling solo.
Yeah.
Now let's first get into safety a little bit because I know personally many female, at least some girls that want to come here by themselves, but they're a little bit hesitant because just either the perception that India is not safe or the looks that you're talking about. Tell me about your experience. Do you think India is safe for a solo female traveler?
I mean, it's hard for me to answer that question on a broad term. I can only speak from my own experience. Everyone needs to make their own experience. I am a bit anxious to travel by myself, and this is also partly why, I dragged you along on my trip.
Now you know why we're here.
But I mean, so I personally wouldn't like. But then at the same time, though, I wouldn't let my fears stop me from doing anything. So even though you wouldn't agree to come with me to Jaipur, I would still have come here.
Yeah,
you know.
see.
So I think it's just more about like how you feel. Listen to your gut feeling. See how you feel yourself. Feel how you feel in the vibe in the city. Like it also differs from city to city, from state to state. Like last time I was here, I feel like in the south of India, like what is southwest, they were very conservative. I came to a city where I didn't see a single woman, to be honest. And like I would be walking on the street, but then I would be traveling with my friends from Germany, but they would only be staring at me and my girlfriend, you know. And like now in Jaipur, I feel it's a little bit the same vibe, but there are way more women here, of course. But so like I would never really go dressed like this, obviously, on the street. But like in Delhi, for example, it wasn't as much like these like 10 stairs, you know. Here I feel like, you know, people are riding the scooter and then like you know, they're not really driving anymore because they're looking at you, you know. So it's like,
has anyone like put their hands on you, like touch you or something? Because you know, you hear some news articles, there's like horror stories and all these things. So I'm trying to get like basically boots on the ground perspective from a female like yourself. So because I personally don't know, because you know, obviously as being a man, I don't get those stares, right? So yeah, and I just wanted the viewers to know as well, actual like, you know, people that are here. So
I mean, I think it's fair to like, so no one ever touched me, thank God, and I don't think that they ever would really. But I mean, of course, I heard about other people that have gone through things, but never. I don't really. I mean, my mom was here in the 90s, and she said when she was riding the metro, she got groped on, you know. But like, I would never. I've never experienced that at all. It's just the stairs. But then I also feel like something I think also important to just mention, I think like these horror stories you hear of these women that get raped and stuff. I mean, I don't want to, please once again fact check this, but I have a feeling that has something more to do with like this social hierarchy that's going on here. And that, I mean, it's also about the mentality. Like I feel in the city, you know, obviously it's a bit more like modern to say than maybe out in the rural areas as it is everywhere else in the world. So maybe, I mean, people have more of a, like you say, small town mindset, you know. And I think that's something to also like take consideration to when you read the news in Europe about this.
Yeah, good to know. And just like any country, the horror stories are there, right?
Yeah, of course.
When you travel into, let's say, India, that's where you're gonna look at the Indian horror stories, right? So not like a general entire world kind of stories all at once. My next
media
question,
also makes everything kind of negative as well.
So you gotta
like,
definitely fact check what you said.
That's really nice with being here as well. You know, like you get out of the European bubble of like, okay, what's actually going on? You know, so it's really nice.
Fascinating. Now, what are your plans from here on? What are you excited about in India? What are you gonna do? Tell us.
So now I'm not really sure. I'm still at Jaipur. I still want to learn a bit more about the textiles. I'm gonna do some workshops to learn about dyeing and printing. And then I have a friend coming from Germany in like 10 days or something. And then we're gonna start traveling down south because I have a good girlfriend down in Bangalore that I'm gonna go visit. And then I'm also gonna do a retreat, hopefully find myself.
Is there anything you wish you brought with you from Germany? Like anything along for your trip? Or can you find everything easily here?
No, you can find everything here. I mean, obviously I stacked up like, you know, like what do you call these in English? Like, you know, water, like whenever you need more to drink more water.
I don't know what they call it. They're like little capsules, right? For like hydration.
We call them Resorb in Sweden. Like I got those. I was supposed to get like, I mean, these, I don't know if they're called diarrhea pills, but you know, but I never got them.
Have you got the shits here?
I mean,
we really went from the formal to the informal.
I didn't, but I must say that of course it takes time for your stomach to get used to it because it's new food, it's new spices, it's new like, you know, it's new routines of eating. You might not eat like this breakfast, lunch, dinner, and it might be a lot of samosas one day, and then one day it might be a lot of dals. So I wouldn't say I got the shits, but I mean sometimes, you know, it's heavier than others, and sometimes it's not. You know?
We're getting all into the detailed portion of this. All right. So, what about any regrets? Do you have any regrets about the whole journey here in India? Anything you wish you had done differently at all?
No, I mean, I mean, this is a deeper question, I feel, because I think it's all about mindset.
Okay.
I mean, I do have, like, now it gets a bit personal, but I do have, like, I do suffer of anxiety. So I think sometimes, you know, sometimes I get stuck in these loops of thinking where actually I would just be happier if I would not be there, you know, but that has more to do with my mental health, to say. And I think that, I mean, maybe, I don't know, maybe a lot of people can relate to that, but I feel like that can be actually what damages you more than just being here in the now and experiencing, you know, what is around. And that, I must say, is amazing with India, because the lifestyle here is so much more about that. Like, you don't stress, you take it easy, you don't like, oh yeah, we do it then, or like, for example, I have I'm gonna meet this girl today, and she's like, let's just meet after lunch. You know, what does after lunch mean? Yeah. You know what I mean?
So you don't have to worry as much, right? You just go with the flow.
And they really go with this, like, I think maybe it's also the Hindu religion as well, like, you know, that, you know, like, they take it easy.
Yeah,
like,
and this whole, like, yoga thing, like, every time I hear the word India, the country name, I associate with yoga. Have you had any, like, practice, or, like, does that happen here? I have no idea about any of that stuff, so tell me a little bit more about that, if you know.
That is a bit funny, because, like, my boyfriend actually said, hey Ebba, why don't you get into, like, the lifestyle of the Indians, you know, because the stereotype we have is that all Indians are doing yoga and they're eating vegetarian food and they're being, you know, like, but I don't think I've met a single Indian that does yoga, if I'm like, almost, to be fair. So I think that's a very big stereotype. I, however, try to do yoga every morning because I just know it's really nice and good, like, especially here where we are, it's really nice as well. But yeah, I mean, that's why I want to do this retreat.
What retreat?
I'm going to be doing like a 14-day retreat where it's going to be like all about raw foods. We're going to do like meditation twice a day, yoga 3 times per day, and then I'm going to get massages and acupuncture, and yeah.
I'd love to hear your thoughts if we're still talking after the retreat.
Yeah, definitely.
Because I want to know.
Maybe I don't have any anxiety after that.
There you go. All right. Well, any last words you want to share about India to anyone that hasn't been here? Something they should know about it instead of just hearing, or, you know, the news, anything that...
I really, in general, because it's something we also have been talking about a lot, I think you should really, like, with all respect, watch YouTube, watch a lot of videos, but, you know, never judge anything until you see it yourself. And don't be scared of going here or going somewhere else where you want to go. Just because you've been hearing rumors, or just because you've been hearing about it. And definitely, I mean, last thing is definitely about mindset. I mean, if you have the mindset that because I believe in law of attraction partly, but also mindset is very important. If you believe that the world is a bad place, then yeah, I guess there are more chances that bad stuff would happen, you know, because you get into that where you see only the bad instead of the good. So I think that's what you need to do. And I mean, just tip for me, don't, as a girl by yourself in India, don't go out when it's dark maybe, and stay at hostels, because hostels you always meet a lot of people.
Oh, stay in a hostel.
Yeah, stay in hostels.
Let's just stay out of hostels. I'm like, oh, what am I doing here?
Oh, no. Stay in hostels.
Stay at hostels. You know, that's where we are right now, by the way. I love this place. I love even just this painting behind us. Behind the camera are 2 other lovely people that we've been kind of hanging out with. So, yeah, well, thank you so much for your time. I appreciate it. And I think a lot of people found it informative.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, we do this now.
Namaste.
Okay. And that was Ebba, guys. So let me know your thoughts about her answers. If you agree, disagree, anything you want to share, or yeah, so leave your comments down below. If you take the time to write it, I take the time to respond. And yeah, I'd love to hear from some Indian subscribers. That mean a lot to me, because I can compare your answers or your experiences with hers and get a better idea of India. If you found this video informative, entertaining, or just want to show your support for myself, Alex at Living Abroad, hit that subscribe button, help me grow this channel and continue to make videos like this. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.